Welcome to Kenny Quest First Ride, where I test ride motorcycles I've never ridden before, in the hopes that I find the perfect motorcycle for me. This time, I am riding a 2023 Softail Fatbob. All reactions are authentic and based on my past experience. I'm a newer rider. I ride a 2021 Harley Davidson Iron 883 Sportster with a Stage 1 upgrade, and a vintage 1996 Harley Davidson Heritage Softail Special that I fixed up and made road ready. Links to those playlists in the description below. Let's ride. Here we are in the 2023 Fatbob. I like this little badging they did. HD. Nice. Harley always has great paint. You can see the flake in the sun here. It's fantastic. And it holds up well. I have a 27-year-old Softail Heritage, and the paint just looks fantastic in the sun. So the paint holds up very, very well. And it's got a gloss finish, not the matte finish, so it's going to be resistant to wear and tear. But let's get on and take the Fatbob for a ride. All right, on the Fatbob. Oh, very nice. I like the seat. It really cups you. It holds you firmly in place. They should have this seat on the lowrider S. Looks like it's equipped with this 2-inch riser and this wide tracker bar. Now, traditionally, tracker bars are good for control and agility, so I'm looking forward to that. You got adjustable preload here on the front suspension, monoshock under the seat. It has the exposed adjustable control for the rear, which is nice. The Fatbob is equipped with cruise control, which is awesome. Gauge-wise, you have this single tachometer, speedo gauge combo, same ones you get with the Lowrider S. This is my favorite gauge for a Softail. To make adjustments on the controls, you just use this button right here and toggles through. So you got your remaining miles for your gas tank, clock, your RPM, which also will show up here, your mileage, trip A and trip B. I'm going to keep it there on RPM. You got your horn, you got your lights for high beams, your flash to pass, your left indicator, your right indicator, hazard light, and your engine start and run buttons. Non-adjustable controls, and they feel kind of set up. They feel a little bit different actually. This feels a little bit closer. The grip feels a little bit thinner, and if I look over at the Lowrider S, it definitely appears thinner, so that's going to be interesting. And your gas tank fuel capacity, the Dyna Fatbobs had a 5-gallon tank. When they changed over to the Softail chassis, that went away, and now we have a 3.4 gallon, so a little bit less capacity. Some folks get the Memphis Shade fairing on this to do some touring capability, but when they redesigned the Fatbob in the Softail line, they clearly meant it to be a alternative to the Lowrider S. This is their sport bike in their model line prior to the Revolution Max products coming on the market. And now I'd say that the Nightster S and the Sportster S would be more of their sport bikes, but in the Softail line, this is as sporty as you're going to get with the Fatbob. I'm 6 foot tall with a 32-inch inseam, and I'm firmly flat feet on the ground with a slight knee bend here. Very comfortable. And that seat just hugs my lumbar support, which is fantastic. We're in neutral. Yeah. Feel the rumble. I went to put my feet down where they normally would be at mid controls, and I'm like, nope, they're not there. So as you can see, we're slightly forward there. We'll see how comfortable or uncomfortable that is. Ergos for the mirrors, I haven't adjusted them, but I can see a little bit of my shoulder right here, so I'm just going to move that out slightly. Since the bar is lower than some of the other models like the Street Bob, we're getting a little bit of shoulder action, and I haven't experienced that with some of the other models that I've test rode. Forward controls, very nice. This will be my first ride with something with forward controls. Very upright feeling on my seating. It's like I'm sitting straight up. Oh yeah. Yeah, so forward control's not bad. Turning was a little bit unique because the way I'm sitting straight up and the short rake on the front end. So I'm cautious. Yeah, it's interesting. A little bit fatter tire, so the leaning is a little bit labored for my part. But I feel confident with where the controls are and the handlebar. I get to hug the tank with my inner thighs just like the Pan America. Very interesting. I like that feeling. That's very confident, inspiring when turning in the corners. You know, when you're sitting on the bike and it's like you drop straight down. There's nothing in front of you when you're riding. Of course, when I lean over, I can see that, you know, there's the fender and there's the front nacelle. Engine-wise, it's got this nice little grunt to it. Shorter gear ratio, it feels like, than some of the other Milwaukee 8 models. I'm at 3,000 RPM, 42 miles per hour. But yeah, it's a different seating position. I feel like I'm upright in the chair. Wind's going right into my mid-chest and just lower than my mid-torso, like around my gut. And it's a hot day, so I can appreciate that. But it's like when you're from this perspective, it's like there's nothing in front of me, so I feel like I'm riding a box. Good rear brake, not spongy. Downshift, very smooth. And it's got a little bit of throatiness to it. Out of the box. That's the most throaty stock engine I've heard so far of all these demo rides that I'm doing at Harley Davidson. The acceleration from a stop, much better on this Fatbob. Much better than the Street Bob, much better than the Lowrider S and ST. I don't know if they have this dialed in differently, but I don't have to give it as much beans. It's kind of like my Softail heritage in that regard. I can bring on the throttle gradually and it just takes off. But I'll tell you what, these forward controls are very, very comfortable. The way you're just sitting, it's just very comfortable. And the seat that they have with this is just, like I said, is holding you firmly in place. Let's take a turn. Woo! Like I said, because of how there's no front end to kind of guide me like a needle, I'm misjudging my turns. But engine and the vibes, very minimal on the Fatbob. We get it up there in the higher RPM range. Very smooth. Excellent engine braking. But this is a very compact feeling Softail. Woo! Yeah. Good acceleration. Very smooth. Fourth gear. Yeah, so fourth gear is pretty good. I mean, from 40 to 70 miles per hour, it can handle everything you need there. It's got this little low resonance thumper sound coming out of the exhaust and the engine. It's complementing it. I like how that sounds and how it feels. I did not feel that with, or hear that with any of the other Softails. And of course, it's got these gun canisters as an exhaust. And if you don't, don't need it loud, this exhaust is good. It's kind of like you grab the tank with your thighs and you kind of swing back and forth. That's how you have to turn and maneuver the bike, which is very sport bike like. So I go back to that, what I said on the onset, that this is the sporty model in the Softail line for sure. This is their sport bike. You know, something to compare to a Ducati Diavel or a Rocket 3. I like it. I just have to get used to nothing in front to gauge as a indicator to where to point and turn. And the forward foot controls, once you're using them for a minute, they're not that forward, they're just in front of you, so they're forward. But let's dive into this. Grab the tank. Yeah, you're definitely moving your body with the bike a lot more than the other models in the line. Kind of similar to the Sportster S in that regard. He's going. All right. Give it the beans. Oh yeah, did you hear that? That's nice. That is nice. You could feel and hear that out of a stock bike. That's just amazing to me. A stock Harley. It's the exhaust note, but also how the engine is responding with that. There's something going on. It's almost like it's got a cam in there. But yeah, there's a lot more cardio going on with this bike. This is a rider's bike. If you like to ride, this is for you. This is something that I've been trying to, you know, I get that hint of that feeling with my Iron 83 after I did the stage 1 and the way it's set up. But this is what I've been missing with my Iron 83 when riding the corners. So you just have to lean. Yeah, there you go. See? Yeah, it wants to be leaned. Good Lord. Yeah. Good shifting between gears. This is a fun little bike. It rips. It rips. Yeah, you definitely have to move and lean with this bike more than the other models that I've ridden from Harley Davidson. It forces you to ride better. Last chance for beans. Woo! Oh yeah. And I'm just applying the rear brake, and it's doing a good job of stopping me. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, look at, see, I got my leg out and everything, like I'm a sport bike rider. This bike rips. And the rear end doesn't get squirrely when I downshift. I wonder if the ABS is kicked in because I'm not throwing the rear wheel. Yeah, this is a fun experience. I am glad Harley is making this bike. Yeah, I got a little sideways there. Alright, so there's no ABS. Yeah, baby. 2023 Fatbob. Man, I'll tell you what an experience. That canister has got something going on from stock that no other of these bikes have. And I'm really curious to find out what that is. So let me give you my final thoughts on the 2023 Fatbob.
The Fatbob 114 is equipped with Harley Davidson's Milwaukee 8 114 cubic inch 1868cc power plant, offering 95 horsepower and 118 foot-pounds of torque right out the box. What I like about the Fatbob 114 is the gear ratio configuration. The shift points were much more sportier than other Milwaukee 8 models in my experience. I appreciated the linear progression through the gears and its smooth shifting. I appreciated the cruise control feature, which would come in handy for me on those weekend trips. The sound as it comes at stock is very pleasing. These dual canisters really do a fine job. The Fatbob 114 has a unique look and even looks better with Memphis Shade's accessories, such as the Memphis Shade Road Warrior fairing and handguards. I appreciate the Harley Davidson logo printed on the wheels of the Fatbob. Looks really cool and unique. Its dual disc brakes and inverted front forks are very appreciable features of this motorcycle. What don't I like about the Fatbob 114? Well, the halogen bulbs. Except for the headlamp, the Fatbob 114 has halogen all the way around. I like to be seen on the road. So that's going to be a day one upgrade necessary for me. The 28-degree rake leaves nothing as a needle in the front of you, so it's different than any other HD cruiser. So to me it feels more like a sport bike cruiser. The price, I'm not so sure the value is there. At $2,500 more than the Sportster S and $1,300 less than the Fat Boy, the Fatbob is right in the middle of comparable model price points in HD's line. I can see reasons for going for the Fat Boy, and I can see reasons to step down and go for the Sportster S. The Fatbob is a contradiction in itself, with its forward controls versus mids, and its fat tires all the way around. Some of it says sport bike, some of it says cruiser. It's definitely a nomad of the Harley Davidson softail lineup. Who do I recommend the Fatbob for? Sport bike people coming to Harley Davidson for the first time will appreciate its familiar feel. Those who like unique without going full custom nuts with aftermarket accessories and paintwork will appreciate the Fatbob. Just add a windshield fairing, some handguard covers, and you're good to go. But if you want to fully customize a Fatbob 114, this is what it might look like. Paul Sr. of Orange County Choppers turned this 2019 Fatbob into a retro mod style chopper with a nod to the Dyna Fatbob with its dual headlamps. The Fatbob 114 to me is an in-town cruiser with sporty attributes. It's convertible easily for longer weekend trips over the Sportster S. With its onboard cruise control, cruising the highways can be very comfortable. The Fatbob 114 is for those looking for a modern-looking bike. Those that prefer the traditional look of Harley Davidson may want to look at the Fat Boy. For me, I rank the Fat Boy higher, because if you're going to go fat, you might as well go all the way. Where will the Fatbob 114 rank overall with the rest of the Harley Davidson lineup for this year? I don't know yet. I still have a few more first ride videos to share with you, including the Breakout, the Street Glide, Heritage, and more. So subscribe and hit that bell to be notified on my next one. Then when I've dropped them all, I'm going to do a recap video and you'll find out which Harley model I'm picking as the best one of 2023. Thanks for watching this one, and if you want to see my first ride of the Sportster S as I rip it around Daytona International Speedway, be sure to click the box and I'll see you there.
Yeah, this bike has nothing to do with the past Sportsters. This is a sport bike. This is a get out and have fun bike. Fourth gear, 85, not bad. I could have gone even farther. Oh, back from Mexico. You know, people talk about Harley Davidson not making cool bikes and bikes for the next generation of rider. Dude, you need to ride this.